Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, FPL Consult here, and today we're going to take a look at my Gameweek 18 team selection. Now once again, this is a reminder that the Gameweek 18 deadline is a Thursday evening deadline, so do take note of that and set your teams before Thursday evening. As of now, I haven't confirmed my transfer for Gameweek 18, but in this video I will share with you guys what I'm most likely to do and thereafter how my team is shaping up for Gameweek 18. So hopefully you guys do enjoy this one, and if you do, please give it a like and also subscribe as well if you are new around here. So very quickly going through Gameweek 17 as per usual before we jump into Gameweek 18. For Gameweek 17, I received a lot of questions with regards to what will happen to the Bournemouth and Luton game and how that affects our FPL points. So firstly, before I say anything, I just want to say that all our thoughts and prayers go out to Lockyer. Hopefully he gets well soon. The good news is that now he's alert and responsive, and he's in the hospital receiving medical treatment. So once again, thoughts and prayers go out to him, and hopefully him and his family will tide through this tough period and he will get back to full health. Now, that said, if I were to give my opinion to all the questions that I received with regards to the Bournemouth and Luton game, I feel what's most likely to happen, firstly, is that the game will be shifted to a later game week. Now, that's because there simply isn't enough time for the Bournemouth and Luton game to be replayed before Game Week 18. As I've mentioned at the start of the video already, the Game Week 18 deadline is coming thick and fast. So basically, we'll be entering Game Week 18 by Thursday evening. So in that sense, I feel like there's no time for the Bournemouth and Luton game, whether it's the final 30 minutes or the full 90 minutes. I don't think there's enough time for it to be replayed in Game Week 17. So it being shifted to a later game week only means that it's as if the Game Week 17 game of Bournemouth and Luton did not happen. In which case, I think the most likely outcome of that is that they will wipe out the Solanke points and whatever points from whichever players that we have in the Bournemouth and Luton game, whether you have Senesi, etc. I think all the points will be wiped out, and I think the auto sub will happen. So basically, in my case, I have Adingra first on the bench. He will come on for Solanke. So I think this is a rare situation. I don't think it's happened a lot previously. And I think whatever FPL decides or whatever official FPL decides, I think I'll just take it as it comes. And honestly, we don't have much choice, right? They are the ones controlling the game, so whatever decision that they make, we will have to accept it. But for the purpose of this video, FPL has Solanke at 6 points currently. As I've mentioned, I don't think it will stick, but my rank, my points, etc. are all based off of that because that's currently what the game has. So I'll go through Game Week 17 based off of that, and then we'll jump into Game Week 18 very quickly. So in terms of Game Week 17, I think it went pretty well. For the first time, I think in this whole season, I've got a full house of clean sheets for my defenders and keepers. So Livramento and Dubravka, 7 and 9 points respectively. Pedro Porro also coming off with a clean sheet and 2 bonus. Tsimikas a clean sheet and 1 bonus. So my defenders and goalkeeper did really well. I'm very pleased with that. I'm sure that most of you guys also got a full house of defensive clean sheets. So finally, it's nice to taste those clean sheet points. In midfield, pretty much Salah, Son and Saka were quite underwhelming. They all blanked, especially the Manchester United and Liverpool game. It turned out to be quite a snooze fest. We did expect quite a couple of goals, especially from Liverpool, but unfortunately that did not happen and Salah blanked. Son also blanked. He did have quite a number of good chances to score against Nottingham Forest, but he also blanked. Saka with 3 points could have come off with a little bit of an assist. It was a little bit contentious whether he should be awarded the assist or not. On another day, maybe he does, but he blanked in Game Week 17. So the only player that returned in midfield for me was Cole Palmer at 14 points. So really good performance from him against Sheffield. 1 goal and 1 assist and 3 bonus as well. So pretty happy with that. And also the best part is that he did not pick up a yellow card. So he is not suspended for the Game Week 18 game, which only means that I can start him for Game Week 18. So good news there. Up front, Darwin Núñez has been super frustrating to own. As of now, unfortunately, I don't have plans to take him out in Game Week 18, but I think in the foreseeable future, it is definitely a possibility. Solanke, as I mentioned, he's on a question mark. He's currently on 6 points, so let's leave it as that and see what official FPL updates us along the way. And for Ollie Watkins, he is just truly the most consistent striker that we have. I think possibly maybe second to Haaland. I think Ollie Watkins is pretty much a must in terms of forwards moving forward for the next couple of game weeks, especially when you consider Aston Villa's fixtures. So 9 points for him, a goal and a couple of bonus points as well. So pleased with that. And that's pretty much it. So if Solanke does not get the points and he auto subs off, Adingra will come into my team for 2 points. So we'll see what happens there. But that's how I did for Game Week 17. As of now, sitting on 68 points net and a rank of 291k in the world. So still a green arrow. I think even if Solanke's points get chalked off, I still think I'll land on a green arrow. So pleased with that. And let's take a look now at my Game Week 18 team. So for Game Week 18, assuming I make the transfer that I'm currently thinking of, which is to take Mark Gehi out for Ezri Konsa, this is how my team would look like. And let's start with the keepers. So for Dubravka, I placed Luton away. By no means do I think that's an easy fixture. I think Luton have been scoring against most of the big teams at home. So their home form is really good. And I think it's not a gimme at all. I think Dubravka will find it difficult to keep a clean sheet, but hopefully he does. And it's definitely a better fixture than what Areola has, which is Manchester United at home. So just to touch on Areola very quickly, he got benched in Game Week 17, and now there's 2 clean sheets on the spin for Fabianski, one in Europe and one in Game Week 17 against Wolves. Could that mean that David Moyes starts him moving forward? We don't really know at this point in time. But a quote that David Moyes, or something that David Moyes said after the game against Wolves, was that he did not want to rush Areola back, and that's why he was on the bench. He did just come back from a wrist injury, which you would assume is a very key part of what a keeper would need, especially when he's making saves. So in that sense, I think David Moyes was just playing safe. I can kind of feel as if Areola is still first choice. I mean, if I were to give my opinion, I feel like Areola is still first choice, and it's only a matter of time when Areola comes back in. And hopefully that is before Dubravka's fixtures turn, because soon Newcastle will have to face Arsenal and Liverpool. So that's quite difficult games for them in terms of clean sheets. So let's see what happens there. In defense, I have Pedro Porro, Livramento, and Ezri Konsa. Porro, once again, no issue starting him at all, and he's playing Everton at home. May not be the easiest fixture, but once again, he does not really rely on clean sheets only. He also has his attacking potential, whether it's from open play or set pieces. For Livramento, there is a bit of a doubt as to whether he starts. I am a little bit afraid of his minutes moving forward, because firstly, Fabian Schär, though he got injured in Game Week 17, it does not seem as if his injury is that bad. So that means he can start in centre-back. For Botman, he could be back in Game Week 18 as well. We saw him make a cameo in Game Week 17. That doesn't really affect Livramento's minutes directly, but that affects Lascelles' minutes. So assuming Fabian Schär and Botman start in centre-back, it only means that Dan Burn does not need to fill in there. And that would mean that he can play at left-back, which is currently where Livramento is starting most of the games. And then Kieran Trippier, of course, is back for Game Week 18 after suspension. So I am a little bit afraid whether Livramento will play against Luton away, and moving forward he could be quite risky to hold as well. But I think I'll take the chance. For the time being, I have him here against Luton away. I hope he starts, and we'll see what happens with him. For Ezri Konsa, I've taken Mark Gehi out. Gehi plays Brighton at home. I don't think there's a clean sheet there for him, and his fixtures are quite tough for the next couple of games, so I think it makes sense for me to shift to a defender. I did discuss this in the transfer plans video. I wanted Levi Colwell or Pau Torres, but Pau Torres currently is nursing a little bit of a knock. So it remains to be seen what Unai Emery says about his injury, whether he gives an update in the press conference. I think we will hear from him before the Game Week 18 deadline, and I can make a decision on that on the deadline stream. But for now, I am favouring the Aston Villa fixtures a little bit more than the Chelsea fixtures. Now, in terms of defensive numbers, I think I prefer Aston Villa's ones to Chelsea, right? Both in terms of fixtures as well as the recent games, how they've performed defensively, especially at home. Because you would remember that a couple of game weeks ago, they had back-to-back victories against Arsenal and Man City, both at home and both with clean sheets there. So defensively, I think they definitely have the capability to lock teams out and just keep a clean sheet at the back. And against Sheffield at home, I think there isn't a better fixture at all for clean sheet. So Ezri Konsa comes in because Pau Torres is currently flagged. And I've just checked Ezri Konsa's minutes as well, whether he'll be a risk. he has started every single game in the first 17 game weeks, and when he's taken off, he's either taken off in the maybe 65th minute or the 73rd minute. So I don't think he is too much of a risk moving forward, and he's very cheap. He's only at 4.5 million. So I think I really do like this move for an Aston Villa defender, and I'm kind of favoring it a little bit more over Levi Colwill now. So that's where I'm at in terms of defenders. The other two defenders are on the bench. It's Tsimikas and Taylor. Just to touch on why I've done Mark Guehi out for Konza and not Tsimikas instead. Game week 19, my defense will be in quite a bad shape. So Tsimikas has Burnley, then I could start him then to kind of help out my defensive rotations there. So that's why I've gone for Guehi out and Tsimikas is still in the team. But Tsimikas could leave the team very soon as well. So let's see what happens there. But for now, it's Guehi to Konza. In the midfield and in the forward positions, it's exactly the same. Palmer did not pick up a yellow card, thankfully, as I've mentioned, so I can start him against Wolves away. Salah as Arsenal, definitely not the easiest fixture for him, but it's at Anfield, so let's hope that Liverpool pick up their attacking numbers, because if they played anything like what they did against Manchester United, I think they may lose that game at Anfield. So let's see what happens, and I do hope, because I'm doubled up on Liverpool here with Darwin Núñez and Salah, that Liverpool do come away with a victory there. Son and Saka. Son plays Everton at home. He is the second best captaincy shout, I feel, at this point in time. We'll touch on captaincy in a bit later on when we talk about Watkins. But I think he's definitely a player that could score really well against Everton at home this week. Right, so Saka plays Liverpool, not the easiest fixture, but once again, I think he's just a hold. His numbers have not been super promising of late, but with Saka, he's on penalties. I don't see a reason, especially now in the festive period, to take out a nailed 90-minute player. So he's still in the team. Darwin Núñez has been super frustrating. I hope he gets a return against Arsenal. I think I did mention on deadline stream in Game Week 17, I think his minutes may come down for the Burnley game, because the Burnley game is a midweek game. The Game Week 19 game is a midweek game. So he may miss out on that one, and that may force my hand a little bit, but let's see. And then Nottingham Forest away for Solanke, and Ollie Watkins has Sheffield at home. The reason why I have the captaincy armband on him when I compare Ollie Watkins and Son, both are at home. Both teams are very attacking, and I believe that both of them would score really well. But I have it on Ollie Watkins mainly because of the fixture now. So Sheffield is definitely a worse defense than Everton, and Everton have in fact been putting up very, very good non-penalty expected goals conceded numbers. I think they're one of the top few in the league. So I definitely think Everton can cause quite some difficulty for Spurs, and that's why for now I have it on Watkins as the captain and Son as the vice captain. Right, so there we go with my Game Week 18 team. I'll catch you guys on the Game Week 18 deadline stream 3 hours before the deadline. Let me know what you guys think of my team in the comments down below and what you guys are doing with your teams. But if not, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys very, very soon. Bye bye.